Welcome to the Stellar Show, Fayette County TV, Channel 77Q, Column 3's like myself, the Honorable Ken Philbaum. Stellar's Collectible Shop inside the Uniontown Mall, owner Victor Malik, and don't let me forget Fayette Friends of Animal alum the Duke, who is ready to go. He's back, we're back. It's been we've had a little bit of some time off, but before I pitch it to Victor here to catch everybody up what's been going on with him, I want to thank Mike Kelly Toyota of Uniontown, where it's about trust. With a wide range of automotives to choose from, we make your car buying experience enjoyable. Come see why generations have chosen us for their automotive needs. As always, thank you, Mike Kelly, and that's not bad. I did not read that, and I have not said that in about a month, but I didn't miss a beat. But what's been going on, sir?
Welcome back, everybody, to the Stellar Show. Great job on the intro, Ken. Great job on the show down in Pittsburgh with the draft.
Yeah, right.
Got to watch that. That was amazing. Got to see Rick doing a little bit of something, too, as well.
And Duke.
You guys have taken care of things. I've been busy doing a lot of stuff up here at the mall. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. I want to take a minute to do something a little bit serious right now. Everybody from the card show world, especially Pittsburgh Card Show.com, Bryce and I, our buddy Mark Hipsley passed away unexpectedly about 2 weeks ago, and I want to send out my heartfelt condolences on that. Mark was the guy who rode around in the scooter and was a big part of helping Bryce set up Pittsburgh Card Show. He did a lot of work with me, trying to teach me how to become better at running card shows, and I got this in front of him at my last card show, and that's something that'll stay in the store and be a memento to him and to Darlene and her son. Man, my heart broke when I heard the news, and serious, I'm sorry for the loss.
Yeah, rest in peace, sir.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
Yeah, we lost. We lost a legend out my way too. For those that know, Eli, the Eliminator. Rest in peace, sir. We'll leave it at that. Every town has one, and ours would have beaten anyone's.
Okay. Yeah, so let's get off of the heavy stuff and get back to the more fun stuff. Ken and I went to PNC Park on Tuesday night and watched All-Star. I'm saying it right now. I'll be the first one you hear say this. Been on this guy's bandwagon for a while now. Braxton Ashcraft is an absolute beast. I mean, the Pirates have a great pitcher there, and he was fun to watch.
I mean, is he the one that to buy right now, the Pirates, or should you load up on Hernandez?
I would do. Ashcraft looks more solid. Fernandez is in Double-A. Again, you're playing that Bowman game with the cards, where
but he might be cheap enough to buy now to where, you know, like right before he makes that debut.
The thing on Bowman, I had a guy bring in a Luis Florentino autograph yesterday, a first Bowman, and believe it or not, this guy was demoted because of an injury from A+ to A ball. His autograph on the first Bowman that wasn't numbered is running $900. So these Bowman autographs, this is why guys buy these cards, and I'm warning you guys ahead of time. If you're not really understanding what Bowman baseball cards are, you're kind of wasting your time on this. To hit that autograph, Florentino's got 3 years minimum. Hernandez has probably 2, unless they bring him up as a closer. They're going to be in these Bowman cards for a long time. A lot of guys right now are buying Connor Griffin exclusively. All of his cards are Bowman cards. When the Topps cards come out in 2 months, that Griffin is a regular Pirate in, the Bowmans are going to decrease. So to answer your question in a roundabout way, you're still taking a chance on both of them. Ashcraft already has the Topps cards.
Well,
sorry.
No, you're good. But you know what's kind of on par with that? It made me think back to when I've always been in and out of cards, but I've always kept my eye on it. But I jumped in real heavy back around 2012, and the Pirate prospect that year, that was like the Griffin of this year, the Skeens of the years before, was Starling Marte. Mm-hmm. And I remember like looking at some of these Bowman autographed BGS 9.5 at the time. There was one listed as high as $15,000. Yeah. And I remember in the 2012 market, I could have bought every Roberto Clemente graded multiple times before I bought the card of someone that hasn't even swung a bat at the major league level yet.
There was another one just to add to what you're saying is Gregory Polanco had the same market.
Yeah, he was the next year. Yeah, he was the following year. Mm-hmm. And that's why it's just, if you're going to jump on these guys, make sure you jump off at the right time.
Yeah, 104 in high A is impressive. But to pay $900 for that autograph, hoping to sell it for $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 someday, it's a risk. I mean, guys made a killing over this year on Connor Griffin.
They got out at the right time. That's why.
There were guys last year who were buying Connor Griffins for $500 to $1,000 that I've watched personally sell for $5,000 to $10,000. So they hit hard on him. How long will those $5,000 to $10,000 cards, once the top cards come out, will they be that valuable? I don't know.
I'll tell you one that's going to hold its value that I got down at the Mainline show. They had Mr. Shiner signing, and
is that Dick?
Yes, sir. From the University of Maryland. He does hold a win over Penn State. So anyway, I'll have to get you a picture of that, Rick. Of you know what, really cool guy. He's got some. He's become a legend recently because people have bought. If you're on some of these social media groups where people will, they'll send stuff to people's houses, and they'll sign. He's been great, and I'll tell you what. If you ever get a chance to see him in person, he's even better in person. He was a really nice guy. He was telling stories about when he played against the Eagles, and people were throwing stuff at him, and so yeah, really cool guy, really nice. Except for that whole being a Maryland Terrapin that has wins on Penn State, we'll get past that, but. Yeah, you know what, though? Really fun time talking to Mr. Shiner.
This is one of the aspects of the hobby that is still really fun.
Really is.
You come into a store like mine and you take the dime box and you go through it. You can purchase, I believe back in the old days of Napster and news groups and things like that, you could download all these guys' addresses.
Oh, yeah,
Someone created a master list. I do believe they've streamlined this right now, and you can pay to get the lists on certain websites, and you just mail them cards.
A lot of them are free in social media. You know who's really good that doesn't charge, at least right now, and I wouldn't blame him if he started, because I see more and more people showing off, is Neil O'Donnell. Yeah, he's been really good with signing stuff and sending it back to people.
Peyton Manning had a foundation. I don't think this exists anymore, but you could have mailed Peyton Manning. If you put a check in there for $5 to $10, he would mail you back a card. One of the kids that you mentioned earlier doing this sold me a couple of them. I sent them to JSA. They certified.
Yeah.
So it was legitimate autographs. And again, when you look at this card closely, is that a Steeler uniform on it?
No, it's a Browns uniform, but it's a Steeler logo.
Isn't that something?
But if
when you look close, Rick will take a picture and put it on.
But hey, as we mentioned, if you remember a few years back when we had Doug DeCenzo on the show, he had mentioned that some of the cards weren't his signature. Now, but Doug's in that. I saw he's on one of those pages too, where he's been really good with signing. But speaking of Doug DeCenzo, from June 8th to the 11th, 2026. Over at the YMCA here in Uniontown, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, he will be doing his wiffle ball clinic again, or baseball clinic. Either way, you know what? Doug was great with the kids, so give them a call over there. And, you know, if you got some young ones that are involved and want to, do that for the next couple of years, reach out to them and see if you can get them signed up for that.
If you're bored and you're scroll wiffle ball videos. Some of these guys are throwing wiffle balls. They claim 100 miles an hour.
I'll tell you,
and they're pretty impressive what they can do with wiffle balls.
I'll tell you what I've been more impressed with is some of the sinker balls and whatnot that I've seen people do with wiffle balls, just making them.
It's unbelievable.
It really is.
Some of the stuff. Yeah, the wiffle ball is kind of fun on the internet. So is softball. Watching some of these guys hit these backspin home runs that go 12 feet off the ground and are just a laser beam that go 400 feet. Just amazing. Speaking of home runs, that Esmeralda Valdez, not bad, huh?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, we were at the Pirate game, got to see the two new corner outfielders of the future. In my opinion, I think they both should start. Is Hinston Garcia, said that correctly, and Esmeralda Valdez.
Glad you said them.
Both of those guys, I think we have the corner outfield set for a couple years if the Pirates let them progress.
No, you know what? This team's built to win for not just this year. And by the way, what I mean by win, I'm not putting them in the World Series, but they're in playoff contention going forward. This is a team that's going to be competitive for the next few years. And
it's a lot of fun to go down and watch a game. Everybody, this is the time of the year where the attendance starts going up anyway. This year, you got a team to watch. You really do.
Yeah.
If that bullpen ever squares away. We talked about this for a minute. This is something I would like to send Ben Cherington a little bit of a message. trade somebody for Chapman. Get us a closer.
Yeah, bring in Chapman. You know, he had good chemistry with this team when he was here. He should not have been a setup man, despite having Bednar. I still don't understand all that. Why, you know? But anyway, yeah, get Chapman back in a Pirate uniform.
Yeah, if you go around the catching position, if Endy Rodriguez continues to grow, let's put it that way, I think you've got catcher figured out. I want somebody to explain to me the Nick Gonzalez thing, why he isn't your everyday third baseman and why Triolo still gets starts.
I'm just, I mean, Trilio's glove. I'm with you. I mean, you invested what you did in Gonzalez. Maybe
7th pick overall.
Yeah. So that's I'm with you there.
With Gonzalez, it would be nice for the Pirates to finally figure out the third base position for a couple years going forward. We talked about this several times. The Manny Machado mistake back in 2012.
2010, yeah.
2010.
Jameson Tyone.
Yeah. I saw that as on one of the Facebook posts, somebody put, what is Pittsburgh's greatest what if?
That would be, in the last 15 to 20 years, that would be mine.
Yeah, Clemente was, what if Clemente never got on the plane? Then Sid Bream would be the second one. I actually posted the Machado. What if the Pirates would have drafted Machado?
Yeah, I think they're in the World Series of 2015 if Machado's in that lineup.
Which is a perfect circle from what we were talking about with Marte and Polanco. That would have been, Machado would have been your third baseman at that point.
And, speaking of 2026 Pirates, showrunner Adam, I forgot your Skeens bobblehead, but you know what? If you would have came that day, you would have it. So that's on you.
You were going to get it. I told you were going to get yelled at on the show.
Yeah. Well,
give him the business.
Yeah, I
don't think his excuses were up to par.
There's a lot of these people. Hey, Ken, you're going to be down there. Can you just get my bobblehead for me? You don't understand the work that goes into that.
I saw it firsthand. Man works his butt off.
That's right.
You couldn't even show up and help.
Yeah, right? Do your part.
Your excuses are lame.
Yes, they are. Very.
Demote him.
It might come to that.
So now, let's change gears.
Yeah.
Give everybody your overall of the draft, since we haven't had a chance to talk about.
So, you know what? Actually, we can set this up before, we'll set up the best part of the draft conversation to have. Mr. Shiner has some wins over Penn State. I'll let you open one. These were both on my porch this morning.
Oh, cool.
So I was like, good timing. As I was grabbing the Duke here to head down. So we haven't done some mail day in a while, but these are... yeah, right? Yeah, keep going.
Penn State versus UCLA?
No, keep going.
Penn State versus Temple.
Yeah, that would be from 1950, which would be Paterno's first year as an assistant coach. And then this is his first year against UCLA as a head coach.
But they were an independent back then, so Penn State could play whoever they wanted to.
So with these two, what's nice is this was eBay hawking. I have less than $30 into both these programs.
Wow.
So,
and we're still waiting. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. You're
waiting
good.
for the Pele and the submission to CGC on the magazines. It is now in grading. That's how long this takes. So I believe we sent those out the first week of March. We are now almost in June, so 2 months.
And
it takes a while to get stuff back, guys. It takes a while.
I'm doing my usual, making sure that seeing if they left a ticket stub in there, because not that it would be a game changer.
This is in fantastic shape.
The person that sold that I bought programs off of this particular seller is always, but like they don't mess around. For being 1950,
it's beautiful.
What, 75, 76 years old.
Yeah, and this is if you flip through, and I'm doing it right now, the majority of the ads back then were cigarettes. That's Philip Morris is right here. Camel is on the back with a lady on it. Yeah, the majority of the ads are going to be cigarette related. Wow, that line is still there.
Yeah, that's But the reason I used Penn State to segue, Drew Aller, sir, what are your thoughts?
I think
the third
Mike
pick
McCarthy,
of the third round. You saw my live reaction on the last episode.
Mike McCarthy is using the theory. This is just Me talking nonsense as always. But Mike McCarthy's using the theory that if I draft a quarterback, I buy myself 5 years of not being on the hot seat. So you have the Rodgers mess. Then you have Will Howard. He picked his own that he can attach himself to as his draft pick because Howard is a layover from the old days, and
he was a
Rodgers
camp arm.
is just another. They're claiming they fixed his legs and all of this,
They
the
did
typical
not.
offseason stuff.
Yeah.
But to pick Aller, I believe, is just nothing more than we are going to keep him off the hot seat.
This is what I saw. Now, granted, they had 3 picks in the third round. They had a first round pick and a second round pick, which I thought they did good in the first round, despite the narrative out there because they missed out on the receiver. You know what? You made Aaron Rodgers happy by getting him someone that's going to help keep him upright. So, and that was important, bringing Aaron Rodgers back. Your best chance of winning in 2026 is with Aaron Rodgers, not Mason Rudolph, definitely not Will Howard, and Aller's far from ready. But I'll say this about Aller, and I said this to Omar Khan at training camp last year: do not draft Drew Aller.
I heard that.
I
heard you say that.
No, but the thing is, though, and granted, Aller did not have a good senior season at Penn State. I saw most of it firsthand. But I will say this: Mike McCarthy is the right coach for Drew Aller. And by the way, I'm this narrative that they're gonna get the Penn State out of him. No, that's the lazy Pitt narrative because they want to cheer him. So no, a Penn State guy is eventually going to be your quarterback, Pitt fans, and your guy choked and he was garbage. Anyway, so I think McCarthy, you know what, learn from Rodgers for a year, maybe 2. I know what's out there, but I don't roll out 2. And Drew Aller could be the guy to succeed Aaron Rodgers. I'll promise you this, it's not Will Howard. I saw enough of him in training camp last year. He's a camp arm at best. He'll be on the practice squad, unless there's an injury. And then the other part of that, Mason Rudolph, he's got a long career of being Mike Tomczak. What are your thoughts on that?
Mason Rudolph I don't think there's any way Mason Rudolph makes this roster if Aaron Rodgers makes this roster.
No.
It doesn't make any sense to have these 2 kids, and you're not going to cut bait with Howard without actually seeing him play in a preseason game. He didn't play in a game last year, period.
He's a 6th-round pick. I mean,
and I get everything you're saying with that, but to keep Mason Rudolph around does not do you any justice. It doesn't help you in any way, shape, or form.
You got a customer.
So, don't know what to do about that. But going on with that, I just honestly believe that you're going to see Rodgers and you're going to see either Howard or Aller for the next couple of years, and you're not going into this with the Kenny Pickett theory that he's a first-round draft pick and deserves to start.
Right, he's a 3rd-rounder.
That's the beauty of
it really
this
is,
pick,
and that's why it was just
taking him in the 3rd.
It was
round.
great for all parties. It helped, except for what I think Aller's family grew up Browns fans, but they're just gonna have to get over that.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Welcome to actually watching productive winning football.
How impressive is Aller's arm that he broke his ankle in a game, didn't do combine, and still was a 3rd-round draft pick? Somebody else would have picked him in the 3rd round.
Oh no, he wasn't going to last much longer. That's why the
so there is massive talent.
Oh no, like I said,
talent.
if with McCarthy being the coach instead of Tomlin, I like this pick just because this is the right style of quarterback for McCarthy. So I think there's something here.
And you're bringing in Pittman now. You're bringing in. Their entire draft is filling holes with free agent losses. If you really do the nuts and bolts of the draft, the left tackle, Broderick Jones, had his neck fused. I doubt he plays this year.
He has knee and ankle problems too, doesn't he, or Achilles or something?
Neck is just the
well, no, I
weakest
mean,
part of the body.
I mean,
And if you guys ever get the chance, go back and watch the Chicago game where the guy basically yanks his neck between his legs.
Yeah, right.
How that wasn't some kind of fine, penalty, suspension, that was personal.
It was assault.
Yes, is what it was. So I feel bad for Broderick Jones on that, but his replacement has been drafted. In the 3rd round, you drafted Sayamalu's replacement with that redheaded guy. That's a left guard.
He looks
Sayamalu
good.
left.
He looked good at Iowa.
2nd round, you're picking Calvin Austin's replacement, who could have been your 1st round.
I'm sorry, who actually has talent.
Yeah. The next one is Connor Hayward left. You picked the fullback tight end from Wisconsin.
Yeah, that was a good pick.
Punt returner, didn't you lose? Who's the
Austin would handle that.
Special teams guy
and
they
then,
lost? Who's the Pro Bowler from? I can't even remember his name.
Yeah, that's how good he was.
But anyway, It's not coming to me.
Was it Stephen Logan?
No, but that was kind of, it just went by. I'm getting old. But anyway, you picked everybody who replaced guys you lost. So McCarthy's going to come in with no camp battles whatsoever, other than the backup
good
quarterback.
though. You know what? Then you can jump in and you're building your chemistry and you're and going forward instead of just trying to figure
out who's starting.
Put your time and energy in a.
So this is the smoothest coaching transition you could have right
now.
That
really is. I mean, I really like everything that coming out of that draft.
The one thing you got to be a little careful with, the bad part of this is everybody's saying right now Caleb Johnson looks tremendous in OTAs. I would drop that down a little bit.
I botched it that Saturday at Mainline. He was signing, and I so badly wanted to get him to sign the glove that he was wearing when he fumbled that kickoff.
But remember, Barry Foster fumbled a kickoff and ended up leading the league in rushing
this
twice.
Guy. I'm sorry.
Barry Foster was my guy.
I
loved him.
I regret not buying his one jersey that I should have bought. But anyway, no, this was just blatant ignorance, what we saw with Johnson as compared to Foster. But all these 2026 draft picks, are they in the Topps Chrome? Because that is a question I get asked.
No.
So
okay.
No, yeah.
To explain this in
set
the
you
easiest
up there.
way possible is Topps Chrome was an additional because Topps is bringing it back after a 20-year absence.
That was your segue.
Thank you. Football, everything that you're seeing right now with the draft picks are Hits and Sage and Leaf. These are unlicensed products.
Yep.
I understand you're going to say NIL and all of that stuff, but you cannot put the Steeler logo on these cards yet.
Yeah.
So they're going to be in college uniforms. And as I warned you with Bowman cards, the same concept happens over the summer. Everybody's going to run out and try to get, what's his name, Dicker, the redheaded guy?
Oh, they're going to flock to him at camp. He'll be a favorite.
But you'll want his cards in autograph form. The first set of cards comes out around the time that the first games happen, a little bit prior, in between training camp and the first games. That's normally Absolute, Dunros, et cetera, et cetera. The NFL holds the better products back until almost the draft. So when the draft happens, you're still getting Jackson Dart rookie cards, who was drafted the year prior. The Topps Chrome at the end does not have any of the rookies. That's where Caleb Johnson's rookies are in there.
So do you have any Topps Chrome Wax for sale?
No, I do not have it here.
Good, because then I can say what I'm about to say. During the draft, they had a Topps store set up on the field. I saw a lot of long faces. After they were excited faces when they were bugging mom and dad for money. When mom and dad gave those monies, those smiles got bigger. They were frowns when they came out of that Topps stores looking at what they just bought when they ripped open those crumbs packs. Saw a lot of long faces those night. So come up here and buy the individuals that Victor already has pulled.
Here's the thing that I want to impress upon everybody as far as this goes. This is basically a collection of Topps Chrome that I bought. If you can get a camera angle of this, Rick, you can see, I'm going to point out something to you that is kind of interesting about Topps Chrome. All of the tops of these cards over here are shiny. Different colors hit you. You get more shiny cards than you do base cards in this. So they're hitting you with a lot of different background styles on these cards as far as this goes. And out of this collection, those are refractors. Normally you get one refractor every once in a while. This is how much color, background, numbered cards are coming out. Just trying to make a point here, guys, and I'm overdoing it, and I understand that. Versus that many base cards. You shouldn't get this much color, wave, number, all of that, versus the base cards. So you get 4 cards in a pack. One's going to be base, one's going to be color, one's going to be numbered. Out of the 4 cards, 3 are considered hits. So how is that making these special?
So they just, the market is flooded.
It's a different concept where you feel really good. There was a product in 2020 called Chronicles, and everybody went crazy and bought Chronicles. You remember Chronicles?
I'm going to pop Rick here. When you said that, I heard Chronic.
But the Chronicles boxes used to sit at Walmart, and they would sell for $30. You would open them up, and this is when Herbert, Tua, Burrow, and Justin Jefferson were in the cards. you would open up a pack and there were 7 different Justin Jeffersons, 7 different Burrows. You were thinking you got lucky that you got one in each pack.
Thanks for your money.
But you got a stack of cards that everybody else had too. This is similar to what's happened.
So this is all going to be yard sale fillers.
The thing that is going to help this is it's good-looking cards, but it's going to be the first Topps football thing, like the first Upper Deck thing is still wanted with Griffey's rookie in it.
So
it's going to have that precursor on it.
We see it's yard sale season, folks. And one of your personal favorite yard sales is coming up, the Mount Pleasant Community Yard Sale, which is on June 6th and 7th. And someone may have used their influence just to get those specific numbers on that, because they can do that.
Power to the people.
Yeah, and just for the purpose of doing that on this show could have been the reason that happened. Who knows? But so just pop out for that. We're gonna be doing some fun stuff down at Happy Bean. We're gonna be promoting our trail. There's gonna be a lot of people selling stuff, and we'll save you a spot if you want to come sell, or at least come down and get something. After you've cleaned everybody out.
One of the great moments of all time is that Franco Harris Italian Army seat cushion was purchased at the Mount Pleasant Community Yard Sale.
And they might have to return to Mount Pleasant. We might talk at some
Negative
point.
Ghost Rider, that pattern is full. That ain't happening.
But
that's one of my favorite things in the store of all time. Thanks to the lady who sold it.
Yes, sir. And yes, ma'am. And then also, don't forget to check out DJ Rick up at Hillbillies on Thursdays. That's always a good time. I might make it up there tonight, depending on the time frame. I won't be catching you at Yawk River Brewing tomorrow if you were going to be there tomorrow, because I got to go down, and hopefully the Wheeling Neighbors make a comeback. They're down 3-0 in the conference finals to the Florida team. Got to love the irony of this. The new owners of the Penguins, the team, the Nailers are their minor league affiliate, and they're playing the minor league team that the new owners own. So that'll be fun while they figure all that out. But anything before we pitch to Rise Wrestling?
One of the things I want to say is my brother and my sister-in-law opened up Rustic Ridge up in the mountains. It's across from Nemacolin, formerly Jack Malloy's, I guess. Go up and check that out. They've done a ton of work on that. They worked really hard on that. Go up and eat some food, drink some beer with them. They're both two really fun people, and I think you'll have a great time up there. In passing, the last thing I want to mention today, and I want to ask you a question and put you on the spot. Name the 5 greatest moments in Pittsburgh history.
Well, you got to go Immaculate Reception 1, or Maz home run. So,
anything in Pittsburgh history.
Okay, well, Pittsburgh history, or
Pittsburgh history, going all the way back to William Pitt.
Oh boy!
I'll give you a hint. Jonas Salk created polio vaccine or some crap in Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah,
did not know that.
Okay, I mean that's
now
a big
you
one.
Do too.
Well, KDKA Radio was the first official radio.
You must have looked at the website.
No, I just know that.
You're nailing it.
Okay.
Jonas Salk.
Okay, so I'm just gonna pull a random one out since we got. You know what? The day the Penguins drafted Mario Lemieux.
He's forgetting. He's not updated on the greatest moment in Pittsburgh history. And the Memorial Day 500, Freebird was #1 this year. Yes, the greatest moment in Pittsburgh history. Send it off to Rise Wrestling.
It's not even the greatest.
Send it to Rise. There's no arguments.
Anyway, check out Rise Wrestling. It'll be far more entertaining than whatever he was just talking about. See you next week.
Freebird was #1 on DV's Memorial Day 500.
You still listen
to
it? Bring that back. You still listen
Screw
to
Stairway to Heaven.
You still listen to
Everybody
terrestrial?
listens to it. It's the greatest moment. It's the biggest thing on Memorial
I didn't even know
Day.
that they still existed.
Oh my God. Mark Madden talks about it all the time.
I'm sure he does. That's another thing I didn't know still existed. Rise Wrestling is next.